Hi, I'm Callum Zilietto here today at TGI Fridays headquarters to interview Dawn Cheetham, the Head of Culture and Development, to discuss how they give their employees that Friday feeling. Hi Dawn, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
You're welcome.
First thing I want to ask really, and I think the first thing that comes to mind when you think of TGI Fridays is this fun culture that you have. Like whenever I've been to a restaurant and even coming in here today, there's an energy. How do you make sure this occurs company-wide?
I mean, it doesn't occur by accident, for sure. It begins with making sure that the people that come and join us are people that will embrace fun, that want to be part of our culture, and understand that in order to work in Fridays, that's what we are. That's who we are, that's what we are.
And when you are recruiting for those people, as far as I'm aware, they're dubbed Fridoids, is that right?
Indeed.
Yeah, so when you're looking for a Fridoid, how do you know, they've got that Friday feeling, them not so much? How do you identify that?
It's very simple, really. We begin by looking at people's personality. So we are hoping that people come with their own characteristics, their own personality, because that will fit in with us. We look for people that have a genuine care for themselves, their pride and their passion in themselves, care for others, care to really want to deliver a great experience to the guests, but also to their co-workers, because Fridays is a family. We make no secret of the fact if you're joining us, you're joining a family. And so if you have somebody that has that genuine, honest, authentic care, then really they're going to fit in Fridays. And our website, when people recruit with us, they go firstly through our website. Our culture is so evident. It's very clear you're joining a family. Some people call it a cult, we call it a family. So when you join Fridays family, you know what you're getting. And when you go through the stages of the interview process, you really feel it. There's no avoidance of who we are and that we're a family. So people tend to deselect at that stage or really buy into us.
Yeah. Well, this family feel that you talk about, I think, is apparent in some of the things you've been showing us in terms of, sort of the pin badges and the ceiling tiles. Just tell us a little bit more about what you're doing here at the training academy that embraces that family feel.
Sure. Well, if you look at our learning academy, so we have every one of our managers will come through several training programs here. Each group will form their own individual mini family. And they bond together through lots of different exercises. But here in the academy, they decorate a ceiling tile. They decorate it as a group of people. You've seen some beautiful images of them, and they almost go down in history. And that's replicated. So whenever we have family gatherings, and we call them family gatherings, they group together. So it's not who I'm working with at this present time, it's who I've worked with over the years. And that's how I think we help spread the culture across the UK. And that's relevant throughout everything that we do. So when we open new stores, we don't have interviews, we have auditions. It's something similar to Britain's Got Talent or The X Factor.
Oh, wow.
And people need to come and showcase themselves. You need to come and show your personality, and that can be in any way. We have everything from opera singers to people that bake cakes, but they come to auditions and they have that shared experience of putting themselves out there and showing their personality. And then they go through the process of being embedded in our culture. So we have our traditions. They produce a video and song for our exec, and that team then bond. They create their own new store pin. So every single new store that we open, the team members design, draw, and we have the pins made, and they go down in history as part of that team. So wherever we can, we bring people together as a group, and they form spin-off families, but they all are part of the Fridays family.
Obviously, the brand originates in America, so how, you've got these sub-families, and then obviously you've got the UK family, and how does that then connect with the US family, I guess?
The connection that we have with the US is really just that we underpin the Fridays brand. We do have people that go and work overseas on short-term placements or longer-term placements, but generally speaking, what comes from the US is the authentic culture, the heritage. All of the Fridays language that's used in the US is replicated here as well. So we don't make any secret of our Americanisms, and we don't make any secret of our own Fridays internal language.
One of the things that's global in every organisation is social media. What do you do to sort of embrace social media and resonate the culture through, I guess, those digital platforms?
Sure. So our own internal social media is called Pulse. So that's the Facebook of Fridays, and our family sign up to our Pulse Facebook when they join us, and they communicate with each other through that mechanism, but we also feed through competitions. Recently, we've just had Families Week, so International Families Day is May 15th. It is an American holiday, but we've embraced it here in the UK. Why wouldn't we? We're a family.
Yeah. And
over the course of Families Week, we'll run competitions every day through our Pulse social media, and you can nominate your adopted Fridays family. So I may have an adopted sister at work. I'm going to nominate her and tell you why she's my work sister, and she might get a prize. We've had people go off to weekends away with a family. We've had bouquets of flowers delivered to people's actual mums, because we reward people's Fridays family and their real family for the contribution they give to our brand. So that's an example of how our social media works really well, and some of the blogs that they put on there really show us that people do feel like family. It's not something we say, it's something we work and believe in.
And one of the things that, because for me is like, wow, you guys have so much fun. Like this is a really fun place, but at the same time, you are still a business. You still need to get the job done. So how do you ensure that people have as much fun as they can and have this family culture, but at the same time do still get the job done and are productive?
The two things are not exclusive of each other. So we genuinely need people to put in that discretionary effort. There is no point in people coming to work and just doing the job. People need to come to work and bring of themselves to the job. In order to do that, they need to feel motivated and inspired. So we have cultural programs that run throughout the whole of the year. They touch every single Fridays family. So we have a different cultural activity for every department. If I use, for example, Legends, every year we run a Legends programme. We began it 4 years ago with a small handful of people that nominated somebody they worked alongside to say, this person's a legend because. We've just recently done Legends nominations, and we had 4,200 people nominate somebody in our brand to say that they were absolute heroes of theirs and love to work alongside. And so we'll narrow that down to 100 people who will be treated like rock stars. They'll come to a special event, they'll get absolute rock star treatment to say to them, thank you, you are the epitome of our brand. And that runs across several different departments. We have our bartender challenge. So every bartender in the UK competes in-store, regionally, and then at a national final on the stage. They then go off to Dallas to compete in the World Championship Bartender Challenge. So that's the bartenders. We have food fight in our kitchens. So our kitchens, it's not a literal food fight, but it's a virtual food fight. And they pit themselves against each other for best food scores, great guest compliments on food, food hygiene scores. And the winner is crowned at a special event, and they work towards that. And we have that across all of our business. Then we have a challenge which brings the whole of the company together called Team Challenge. And that's where we sign off the whole store. So you could be involved in your individual family. I might be a bartender and I'm competing for the world final. I might be a kitchen team member and I'm competing for food fight. But every store competes for Team Challenge. And the winning store, everybody in that store gets a week's wages before Christmas in their pay.
Oh, wow.
Including managers. So everybody in that store gets a great Christmas bonus if you win Team Challenge. And those campaigns start at the beginning of the year and they go right through the year. Before we start on our cultural programmes, however, we make sure we've got the right people in the right seats. So at the beginning of the year, we get ourselves aligned. So when you refer to people needing to do the job, that's where it starts. So before we embark upon that cultural activity, we make sure that everybody in the business has the right to play on the Fridays team. So that process is called Right Team, and we essentially review every one of our team members and insist upon them that they hit the standards, that they deliver the brand experience to our guests. Otherwise, we don't pass go and move on to cultural programmes. So we have the right people on the bus, we motivate them, we keep that running throughout the year, and then we reward them brilliantly at the end of the year.
Talking of competitions and that sort of showcasing of some of the skills they have, you or the bartenders participated in a world record challenge in Covent Garden. How did that go?
I mean, the bartenders are incredibly proud people, and they took little convincing to be able to put themselves on a world stage. It was really a network of bartenders who grouped together, wanted to do something to really put Fridays bars on the map, and that's what they come up with. We will be coming up with another challenge that's out there at the moment for us to beat that world record in a different format, so watch this space.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. One of the great things, and I think you're an advocate for this as well, as far as I'm aware, is that people spend years here, and they could start from the bottom and they work their way up. As far as I'm aware, I mean, you've been here how many years?
Yeah, I've been here 18 years, and over that period of time I've pretty much done every job role there is. Our internal programs to develop and grow our people are, in my opinion, second to none. So it's currently 62% of our leadership team were team members. Wow. Which is not an unusual statistic in some businesses, but certainly in hospitality, to have people in that senior leadership position, to have so many of them that started at grassroots with us and worked through the business, is something we're very proud of and something we continue to underpin. So no matter what position you hold in the brand, there is a pathway and an avenue for you to take whichever job role you want. The only person stopping you is you.
That's really good, and I think obviously by having senior management that knows what it's like to be on the front line, it then allows them to make better decisions for the entire company as well, I guess. I
fully agree. So our Senior Director of Operations, Kane Savasti, who leads a team of operations managers, began as a door host in our business. He understands our business inside out, as do I, as do many of our leadership people. And I also believe that when we're training our new managers, virtually all of our training is done by internal people. So we will deliver sessions to managers because we understand how to translate great behaviours into the workplace, and our development programs really enable that.
You also do a lot for charity and for the environment and things like that. What exactly do you do, and I guess why do you do it as well? Why is that important to you?
I think it's important because if I refer back to the people that we select, they have to care. Yeah. They care for each other, they care for the environment, they care for the wider community. So we have a couple of things I'm really proud of. The first thing that we do is we allow each individual store to select a charity that's really important to them. So rather it being a company directive, which is sometimes impersonal and not necessarily something that people always care about, each store selects a charity that is really important to them, and it could be somebody affected in their team, but essentially they pick who they want to raise money for. We then support them through a series of events, and we match their funding and we help them, and it really has such a big impact because we're giving to charities in local communities that mean something to our team. So we're quite proud of that. We also have a foundation called the Fridays Family Foundation, therefore projects that our team really care about and that they give back to community. So, for example, anyone that has worked in our brand for more than a year can apply for up to £1,000 grant from us to go and do something that is really special to them. The criteria is that they've got to be giving something back to either the global or the local community. They have to be learning something and they have to care about it. We ask for nothing in return from that, no PR, no activity. We simply want to make sure that they're doing good. So we have somebody going off next year to Peru. She's doing a midwifery course and she's going to go and educate young mums in Peru, and we're going to sponsor her to do that. So there are worldwide gestures like that. We're also supporting local football teams with new strips for some of our managers or team members who happen to be coaches for teams. So anyone can apply. As long as you've been in the brand for a year, you can apply for funding for something that you are doing good for.
Wow, that's really, really nice. Unsurprisingly, from all the things you've said, you're number one best company to work for. What does that mean to you guys?
I mean, it is great external accolades to be listed as the best big company in the Sunday Times listing. Of course it is. And from an attraction standpoint, hopefully that means that we attract the very best people to come and join us. It doesn't, however, alter our plan. Our plan is to be the best place in the UK for our team member to work for. It matters not officially what we are externally, but for our team members we won't rest and our people plan won't change until they tell us there's nowhere else in the UK they want to work but us.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, thank you for giving us an insight into such a strong family culture. And good luck with this new record attempt that I'm looking forward to
Thank
hearing more
you.
about. Thank you.